Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, and I am in the backyard. And this is a 12-inch, 2-inch deep gallery wrapped canvas that I have twice primed with a turquoise color that was probably a master's touch from Hobby Lobby some time ago. There are my glasses. They will be good to have. I have marked out with chalk, and I have a few miscellaneous marks which I'm going to try not to worry about too much. So I've marked off with chalk my horizon line, and then an area that might be land, and then my ocean area is this here. And this is my beach or wet beach area, and maybe some rocks. So I figure I'm just going to start and not worry about too much of anything except for little schmutz. And I'm going to start by giving myself favorite colors that I like in my sky. It may include or may not include some more turquoise. And we'll see what happens with them. I think I shook this. And I'm going to use some Anita's metallic white. And then after that, I think I'll use some other sunsetty colors. I don't necessarily think that this is going to take me a long time. It really depends on how complicated I want to let it become. And so far, I'm not all that interested in letting it become complicated. So what I'm going to do right now is put a little of this pale coppery orange color from Modern Masters on my spatula. Edge, and just give myself the tiniest little bit of potential sunset in my sky. I'm going to wipe off that spatula on a dampened rag. If I had a dampened rag, it would be good. I didn't do that today. I've got one now. Don't drip on the painting. So, like I said, I'm not expecting this to be really complicated. I think I'm going to put a dark line across my horizon line afterwards. For right now, I'm not going to have any water on my canvas if I can help it. For right now, what am I going to do? Right now, right now I'm going to freak out. Right now, I'm just going to put some colors in that I like. And hope that my instincts carry me through. Really? More water? Where did it come from? Good thing my t-shirt's cotton. I don't hear anyone mowing their lawn yet, so. Now I want some of that sky color in my water, so I'm going to do a little bit of that. I think I'm going to use a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula, a really small one, my rectangular number 2. Oh, it says mini. So, now, more what? More everything. More everything. I'm going to put a little more of this over here. I even like this color in the beach. Now that chalk line will come off very easily tomorrow. And whatever... There's a pine needle tickling my toes. Excuse me. Whatever excess I had will go over the edge to continue. Really? There wasn't supposed to be anything in there at all. To continue on. It looks like a piece of tobacco, and I don't smoke. I'm going to go back the other way. Like I said, I really thought a lot about putting a line of dark blue in there, and I'm not sure how to do that. I want it to be really super thin, so my inclination is to do what I just did. Only this time I'm going to take a clean piece of edge catcher, and if I don't like it, I'll use Prussian blue. If I do like it, I got plenty. If I'd wanted an even thinner line, I probably could have definitely... That's very purple by comparison to what I... Whoa! Things are falling everywhere. This is a really big canvas. Did I mention that? Alright, so let's see. Where was I? I was right here. Without nearly enough elbow room. Kind of thinking that Prussian blue would have been my better choice. And wondering what fell down under my foot. And why my hand is shaking. But I don't think that we need... Oh, yeah, that's a spatula under my foot, right? So Prussian blue, that's what I want. Here goes nothing. Please come out. Let's make sure that's going to come out. Boy, that's a really... We'll just pretend there's sky there too. Let's just see what we can do. Just rubbing that spatula back and forth. Trying to pretend that there is a straight line there, even though I have now somehow managed to get rid of... I've got sand. Oh, I guess I rested my canvas on the ground while I was waiting. I'm going to go right over my edge with my colors. And sometimes that blue is not on the horizon. Sometimes it's all kinds of places. I've got a lot of texture on that blade that I'm not super fond of right now. I'm going to give myself a little bit of white pearl right along my edge, and I've got a little bit of blue. On my spatula still. There has got to be something in my way. Every moment, I'm just not, I don't have the space for this, but I'm unwilling to wait anymore. This canvas has sat in my studio for the longest time. So I'm just going to keep dabbing that white, figuring I can always come back and swipe it a little bit. So now I got to figure out about my beach, because I guess I'm okay with the water. I'll wipe that spatula off again. And maybe I should show you guys in between. See if I can do that very quickly. There you go. So far, so good. Except for that. And that. And pulling sideways will just make water texture. At least in my opinion. And doing that upside down is probably not a great idea. So I want some of my beach colors to reflect the sky because I figure it will be wet. And I thought about silver, but I also thought about gold for sand. And I'm going to take a chance. I'm really nervous about this. I'm going to take a big chance. I want to put some of the white pearl with the gold. Mix it up a little bit. Grab a clean spatula, because the one with the blue on it isn't going to work. Alright, Where's the rest of that little dish gone? I put it down and it should be right there. Cool. So I'm going to take a little bit of that, put it over the edge, take a little bit more, and think about, I could definitely put some more in that dish and use it pretty happily. It's not super complicated. I'm basically just dragging paint across in a swipe. And take the rest of that on my finger. And figured that if I really want to tomorrow, I could probably do the same thing again because it's just basically covering over what's there. So now I need a few rocks and a little bit of this. And some good luck. I want a little bit more of that pink. So I still need some rocks, and I still need a land formation, and I still have 5 minutes left. Yay! I'm going to take that little cell out of there. I do have some cute little cells in there. I should not worry about any of this yet until I put in my landmass. So rocks after, landmass beforehand. I wonder what I've got to do with that. Got some nice turquoise there. And I'm going to give myself a little bit of that pink that I see in the sky right there. Actually, that's not it, but try and rectify my... I keep trying to fix my mistake and it just keeps getting bigger. I think the key is the OXO omelet turning spatula, and you can find these underneath Show More under the video on the Amazon link, my Amazon link. I can't play with any of that much more because it was thin to begin with, and what that means is those are going in the bucket, so I'm not endangering them. I can fix my edges with a little bit of gold later, or my finger now, or not. Well, sand has not necessarily got even patterns on it, so I really want, what do I really want? I want something to make my beach rocks. So that would probably be black and white, which in this case will not be entirely black and white. And let's find some copper. Yeah. I didn't use my favorite, well, they don't make it anymore, so it doesn't matter what my favorite is anymore. So I'm just going to mix those up a little bit, as you can see. And then, oh boy, I'm going to take a chance that I can get away with tipping all this. And I may have to put a little beach there. I'm going to put an edge catcher down so I can tip my painting onto it. I don't see too much else moving, which is probably pretty convenient right at the moment. I'm going to use my finger to lead that paint down over the edge. And then I'm going to probably put some more into my cup. I really want some... Why do I want that Prussian blue? I can't have it, but I can have purple. And some more black. Maybe some of this dark blue. Maybe that was a mistake. Some more black. Some more copper. And stir it up again. I'm really tempted by some green, and I've got some. So, and that one I'm not going to stir up. I want some of that to go right over the edge, so I'm going to let that go right now. Where's my edge catcher? I've got a stretcher bar on the back of this, which is pretty cool. And whatever goes onto my edge catcher, I can retrieve again. With a spatula. With the help of a spatula. I can also spread what I've got. So I'm going to just take off some of what's falling down here. Spread the rest around because I can. That's the name of my first book underneath on the Amazon link. Underneath show more under the video. No matter what channel you are on, my Amazon... Whoa! Okay. My Amazon link is there. I've got some paint. I'm doing pretty good considering the size of this canvas, I gotta tell you what. You know, pick up the paint bottles I knocked over. See if I can't find a spatula or something hidden underneath the painting. Why is that thing there? Don't really mind if I don't keep a lot of pattern in that area. I'd like it mostly to be dark anyway. So much so that I'm willing to drag it down. Alright, I've got a couple minutes left to tell you guys whatever I want to tell you. Okay. And I'm going to use a straw. To melt some of this into position, and then I'm going to think about using the rest of my paint to make some rocks that I might tip down over here. Not that I think it really needs them. And that's going to move when I do that, so that's going to be interesting. So I'm just going to stick a skewer in there and drag some marks to make them look more like my intention, which is just a sort of a dark area, dark mysterious bunch of rocks that needs to have a very much more uneven edge than it's got. I'm going to dip that in. Dip my skewer into any heavy parts. Add a few more rocks out into the ocean. Change the shapes up there. Because nothing's really straight very often in nature. Now, I got to bear in mind that that's all going to move, but what I want to do is add a few rocks that remind me of the rocks that I recently put in some other seascapes. And what I'm going to need to do to make them right, I've got a minute left to tell you guys whatever I'm going to tell you, which is I want to show this to you before it's done. See if I can get those to tip. Alright, so I'm going to use a Princeton Art Tool Catalyst spatula and make those all nice and flat on the bottom so it looks like we have beach reflections from the rocks in the water. Just going to pull out some little puddles, because I hadn't done that before, and it's kind of cool to do that. So this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio, and whatever I do to this after you're gone will not make it look entirely different, so you might as well see it now, because this is what it is, at least for this part of the video. Please give me a thumbs up and share my videos if you can, and come and visit me at Phoenix Rise.